decided to write something, and it's short. Let me see. Very short. I should have got a regular notebook. That way I could have wrote every more of what I was feeling. Mother's Day, it's always super hard. One, because my mom thought that life wasn't worth living. She's no longer here, my birth mom. And my stepmom no longer claims me as her daughter. And my foster moms, well, they were just doing a job or getting paid. And now we have Father's Day coming up. But, my kids are going away for Memorial Day, and I no longer go to so-called family functions with my foster parents. It's very awkward. I don't fit. I don't fit it. And with the memorial trip, they go to his sister, my foster dad's sister, our rents a house by the lake, and I was never invited. Um, so one of the reasons that I decided to stop going to family functions was because I knew that once I stopped going to family functions, she probably would invite my kids. And after the pandemic, or during the pandemic, I think it was after my kids started getting invited. Anyways, usually them going away doesn't hit me hard, but I've been thinking more and more how hurt I felt on Mother's Day. It's hard because I feel like no matter what, it feels like I'm not supposed to have feelings about it. It feels like everybody expects me to understand. When I see, when I hear my sister saying my mom, or my mom, and seeing my stepmom said, oh, my three blessings. And it's like, I mean, I understand, but it's like, damn, you know, like at some point, I didn't know that you were my mom. And I understand, but it still hurts. It still hurts. And Memorial Day, and I'm also trying to see the baby that was just born and having a hard time getting that set up. One thing or the other comes up, but I wrote a little something. Hi everybody, sorry. Are you about to sneeze? No, I've been crying. I'm sorry. I just wanted to put this out there for this. I I mean, at this point, I don't care. When I first started telling my story, there were some people that were worried that my dad one day will see this and how, oh, what if he has a heart attack because of what you're saying? And it's like, well, I went through 4 foster homes in less than 4 years. I had to go to 3 different schools and start 6th grade because he couldn't control himself. But I'm supposed to hold back to spare somebody's feelings. And it's like that everywhere I go. Everybody is like, oh, you're overreacting, get over it. It was so long ago. Why are you bringing this up? That didn't happen. But I wrote a little something, so here it goes. And it's not a poem. I don't want to call it a poem. I don't even know what it is. I just wrote it and I'm gonna read a little bit. I might add to it. So here it goes. Happy Father's Day to the one who ruined my whole life. Because of you, I lost everything: family, friends, neighborhood. I lost my self esteem, if I had any. I lost the opportunity to learn who I was because I always had to be quiet and scared inside. I couldn't show it. I tried to be nice, to be loved and liked by my foster parents, but every time all I kept hearing was how much nobody wanted teenagers. Meanwhile, you didn't get call names. People didn't doubt your innocence. People didn't call you whores, sluts, and fast. You stole my mom's innocence at 8. You stole mine also, and probably many more that we will never know. Or maybe just like the Bible says, what's done in the dark will come to light. One can only hope. Happy Father's Day to the one that still gets welcome every holiday at many tables. Meanwhile, I have to sit in silence and cry just to make sure that my kids are welcome somewhere. Happy Father's Day to the one that because of you, I'll never feel like I fit in anywhere. I don't know who tells you that to your face, but I do know at least 3 of your 4 kids won't. Because Happy Father's Day is meant for fathers that actually protect, that actually teach, that actually shows their daughters how a man is supposed to treat her, not show her how evil a man could be. A good father doesn't manipulate his own kids to think that him touching her is just part of how people show that they love each other. A good father, when he's caught, doesn't try to choke the life out of her. A good father, if he really wanted her forgiveness, would have confessed, would have walked into the church like she asked. So no, I know that you'll eat good this holiday while I sit here and drink trying to delete memory. But one thing I know for sure, that everything that you did or didn't do to my stepmom, to my mom, and to your kids, I know that that's what keeps you up at night. Guilt is stronger than fear. You try to make me fear you. I turn that fear into courage. The courage into will. And my will is my story. And thanks to the biggest father, the only father that I will claim from for the rest of my life, God, thanks to him, I know what it feels like to have unconditional love from a father. And because of his blessing and his will, I got to experience motherhood the way I wish I could have had it. But every time you take a bite of every holiday, all that food that you are enjoying, just know that your day is coming. And I just hope that I'm there to see it. And if I cry, it won't be because I feel sorry for you. It'll be because you finally got your justice. Or should I say my justice? You spent one night in jail for what you did to me. Some of my family tried to shut me up when I decided to start telling my story. I pushed through and I got it out. And now, Even though I'm crying now, I'm set free from the guilt, the shame. I thought it was my fault. I thought I did something to this. I'm crying because it hurts, but I know by telling my story, I hope I'm helping somebody, first of all. That was the point of it at first. At first, to tell you the truth, I was mad. And I was just like, this asshole can't keep getting away with it. Like, he can't keep getting away with it. I gave you so many chances to confess, to go to the church, to talk to a pastor with me. And you just kept living your life like nothing happened. But if you ever hear this, just know that your guilt started showing. My little sister saw it. There's others that see it. When I'm around you, you can't help it but to squirm, get nervous. My ex-husband saw it. And when it was happening, I was wondering why you couldn't just let it. If you weren't gonna go confess, and if you weren't gonna do something different, then I didn't understand why you were so uncomfortable. And it's that guilt. Whether it's that diabetes, stroke, or heart attack, I hope it hurts as much as it hurts me every time I have to sit at home by myself because I lost my family because of you. And I hope it hurts as long as it has hurt me. And I'm not an evil person. If you know me in real life, you know I'm a very sweet person. Thank you, Gabriel. But I don't think you, like, I went through all that embarrassment, taking you to court, going through all that process. I never knew I was gonna go 4 different foster homes in 4 years, 3 years. If I would have known all that, I wouldn't have done. But now that it was all done, I am glad that I did it. I'm glad that I did it, and I would do it again. This time, I would know the difference between the R word and SA. I would explain it better. I would give details of every time you even thought about touching me. I don't know if that would have gave you more than a day in jail like it did the first time. Actually, you didn't even do a day, you did a night. And the last straw, I was gonna live the way that I was living. The last straw, what pushed me to do these videos and start talking. One was I was looking for a way to heal. The second reason was I saw you fanning the skirt of a cousin that was 8 years old. My uncle's little daughter, the youngest one, at a Christmas party. A whole bunch of women around that you could dance with, flirt with, grab on, but you were on camera fanning her skirt while she spinned around. And that told me everything I needed to know. That you didn't change one bit, that you will always be a pedophile, that you will always be a perverted minded, selfish asshole. So, happy Father's Day to a non father that spreaded his seas with two minors. Meanwhile, the women around you suffer. You still live. You still get invited here and there for this woman cooking for you, that woman cooking for you, this neighbor, that neighbor. You don't spend one holiday by yourself. But I know one thing. Guilt is eating you up. And I hope you feel every bite from now on. You're a sick dog that needs to be put down. And that's not a threat. I'm not near you. I'm not thinking, I don't have plans. I don't want anybody coming at me with, believe me, if I didn't have kids, maybe, but I'm living for my kids. And I'm coping for them. Even though I have a lot of these days. I have a lot of these days that I feel like I'm not wanted anywhere. I don't fit in with whites here. I don't fit in with the Dominicans in Florida. They think I'm black. They just, you're not Dominican enough. The blacks tell me, well, you're not black, but you're weird. I don't know if that has to do with what you did, but I'll never know. I'll never know the girl that I was supposed to be without being touched, without being molested, without going through all those foster homes, without hearing how much I was a burden, how much they had to, because the system was going to put me in a home. Not to count the stuff that I went through after I got to Seattle. And yeah, people say, well, you made life decisions that put you where you are in life. But my path would have looked different if I had a normal earthly father that didn't beat my stepmom in front of me, gave me that trauma, that didn't have a kid with a kid, that didn't uproot me from my normal life just because you thought it was better for me to come to New York. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a say. Nobody even warned me about what was going on. All my life, I was just taken and moved. So I hope you eat real good. And I hope one day your belly explodes. Since you're eating so good, you're sitting there laughing, making jokes like nothing ever happened. Meanwhile, you messed up my mom's head so much, she ended up taking her life. And it might have not been you the last straw, but you started her. You started that road. You started her having suicidal thoughts because of you. The more I thought I was gonna heal once I told my story, once I got it out, the more I hate you. I don't I don't ever want to see you or hear your name. I I really don't even want to know when you die. Like, what would be the reason? I just hope it's painful because you caused a lot of pain. You caused a lot of pain, not only to me, to my mom, to my stepmom, to my sisters, to my brother. You caused a lot of damage, a lot of pain. And those are the only people that I know. If I could interview your second wife, your third wife, because you were married to my mom, if I could interview your third wife, I'm sure there are stories that she would tell. Because you have the nerve to be a cheater, a liar, a beater, abuser, a perverted jerk. On top of that, you have a jealousy problem. You could go around grabbing puss and pinching butts. You don't even respect your brothers. Tia Luisa, Tia Daisy got grabbed up by you in front of me. You have no respect for women, no respect for your own brothers, exes. I was disgusted. I was so disgusted to see that. And I thought to myself, if he's doing that in front of me, that he knows, and I know he feels uncomfortable around because he knows, even though I really wasn't trying to judge him, I really went with good intention to Florida. I really moved there to give back my family. I thought that I would just, you know, not say I lied because I didn't. I would never say that. But apologize for causing the family shame and embarrassment. I thought I could apologize for the past 20 some years. Because of you, I miss my grandfather's funeral, my grandma's funeral. Getting to know my cousins, my favorite two cousins. We, and you know what's weird? Like, when I first started talking to some of my family members, the rumors that going around is wild. I think one of my cousins thought that I slept with his stepdad, and he took me out to dinner when I visited New York, trying to get me to confess in front of my little one. He's like, "Yeah, I speak English." I'm like, "I'm not gonna I'm not gonna speak English with you asking me these weird ass questions. I didn't understand. Then I didn't understand what he was up to. Like, what do you want me to say? What are you asking me? And I would tell him like, say what the fuck it is. We speak in Spanish. She doesn't understand Spanish. Say what the fuck it is. Like, I was already tipsy. I don't drank the whole hawk. Um, it was this huge margarita type of drink, but it was like an old Long Island margarita mixed with whatever else would be the strongest drink out there. It was like three drinks in one. It was huge. I was sipping on that thing like it was just water. So by the middle of the drink, I was getting frustrated. Like, what the fuck are you asking me? Why don't you just come out and say? Because me, when I asked his mom questions about what happened back then, who set up my mom so my dad could get divorced and marry my stepmom, who set her up? Because I heard two different stories. Actually, no, I heard the same story, but I didn't have a name. The other two people were just, oh, there was a group that set her up. His mom told me the name of the person that was setting the whole scene with the group. And it happened to be one of my uncle's ex-wives. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, she was telling me a lot of details about the neighborhood and who was there. And so I was like, okay, you sound credible because I've heard this story twice from two people that don't know each other but lived in the neighborhood. I was collecting information for 10 years. I don't go around saying like, oh, did you hear that the two cousins are fighting over this one cousin? Fucking rumors. That's what I heard. I heard that two of my big ass cousins that are probably, I'm 45, so they have to be in their 50s now. They were probably in their 30s then. That they were fighting over the boy cousin. I was like, that don't even sound real. Like, what? That don't even sound real. What are you talking about? So, and then I think this cousin thought something happened with me and his stepdad. Now, to this day, I don't know if his dad was a perv, but I guess he was, because he did come. He was the one when my stepmom would take off. Once in a while, he would show up like, "Oh, where's your dad? Where's your mom?" Da da da. And one day he taught me how to properly peel plantains, because my stepmom expected me to know shit without her teaching me. Well, you watch me enough, you should know. No, I'm over there watching whatever dad is watching on the TV. I'm not watching her cook. So I was like, oh, that's nice. So once he taught me how to peel plantains properly, I was like, oh, he's nice. One day, my dad all of a sudden was like, who was here? So I said, oh, so and so. I forgot his name now, but I knew then. So I was like, oh, so and so. And he got so mad. He was so red and like, don't you ever fucking open the door for no man. I was like, that's still so and so. Like, from the time that I got to New York, like that aunt wasn't with my uncle. I think she married this guy like when I was little. So I only knew him as her husband, and I knew her as the ex of my uncle that got deported. So I was like, okay, so he was still so and so. So I'm 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. Like, I don't know grown people's business, and I didn't want to know. Like, I was so confused. So I told this story before, but I probably deleted that video. One day he showed up. He was looking really nervous, and he's like, "Oh, can I come in? I'll wait for you." I was like, "You're not supposed to be here." He got really mad at me for you being here the last time, and he's like, "Why did you tell him?" I was like, "They asked, and why should I keep it away?" Like, I didn't understand why he thought that I would lie to my parents. I don't care if I get whooped. I'm not going to lie to them because I knew the punishment would be worse. So he went to the bathroom and he left. And um, I think I was alone the rest of the day. My dad worked all day. My stepmom was doing school or something. Maybe it was summertime because I was home. I didn't go to school. And when my dad got home, he was like, "Who the fuck was here?" in Spanish. Who did it? And I was like, "Nobody." I was scared to tell him. Then he just kept pressing me, and I was like, "Fine, Theo so and so." He slapped me. I got it real bad that night. I got whooped with the hard part of the belt, everything. I never understood until I overheard my room. I had to go through my parents' room to go into my room. Like my room was here, and or the door was like here, like this wall, and then my parents' room was here, and then the living room. I mean the dining room and the kitchen, and then we went around the corner to the living room and the bathroom. The front door. It was like a huge basement. So I could overhear her talk a lot because my door was right there, my wall was right there, and it was thin. And she's like, "Yeah, because I was like, oh, I think he went to the bathroom. He said he had a cold or something." So I'm like, "What, you found him throwing up?" Or like, I thought he threw up or he just had phlegm that he spit out. But I think from all the commotion, nothing gets explained. When you are raised in this type of environment, nothing gets explained, nothing gets resolved. You're just a bad kid. You're just a disobedient kid, and if you're a female, you're a fast ass, and you can't be trusted. Like, I'm sitting there like, what? I don't understand. You guys liked him for the longest, and now he's not allowed around me. He's not allowed around us. Like, he's kicked out of the family. It makes no sense. Like, I'm thinking that my uncle, that's my dad's brother, messed up somehow or told him to stay away from the wife and the new husband, and they were following orders because that's how it is. If one family member don't fuck with you and they're in the in crowd, the rest of them follow like dummies and sheeps. So I was confused. But I think the next day I heard my stepmom said like, "Oh yeah, she tried to lie. She covered for him. She was like, oh, he had a cold." And later on in life, I think before I went into foster care, I did ask either a cousin, a female cousin, or like ask mommy why they got so mad about me letting Theo so and so come in. And she would, yeah, I think it was one of my cousins that used to visit us a lot. She was like, oh, it seemed like like, I didn't know the word ejaculated then, or, in Spanish. I was like, what's that? And she tried to be gentle. She's like, basically, he left stuff that came out of his private in the toilet. I was like, oh my God. I was so disgusted. So when my cousin, I try, what I've been doing is I communicate with different cousins, and if they are open to having any type of friendship or talking over the internet or, exchanging numbers, whatever they feel comfortable with, I go with it. Because I know that some of them were too young to remember me. Some of them don't even know about me, never heard of me. Um, but I know this cousin, it's older than me, so I knew he knew me or he heard about me. But when I left the table after we ate and drank, I realized what he was trying to do. And I was so drained from him trying to drill me when I thought it was just cousins getting together to eat together, to connect, to hopefully build. Since his mom used to come to the basement a lot, talk to me a lot, I thought that we could build. Like, he has sisters and brothers that I don't remember or I don't know. So I was like, oh, maybe, if nothing else, I can build a little bit of something with her because we used to talk a lot. Or she used to talk to me because I was a kid. But she used to vent. She was one of the people that came to me and vent. And I guess it helped her because she kept coming. So I thought now that I'm older, we can kind of connect in a different way and become kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say friends, but kind of, but I don't know, like her, she wasn't happy to see me when I climbed the 5 floor stairs. If you know about New York old apartments, you gotta go like this and like this to get to one floor. And she lived in the 5th floor, and I forgot how hard it is for somebody that doesn't breathe the same anymore, doesn't, my knees aren't the same anymore. Um, but I made the trip because I really missed her. I thought about her a lot. But after my trip, I was really disappointed in my cousin. And then he just stopped talking to me. Like, he got married and stopped talking to me. And I didn't understand that because I'm like, okay, whatever my aunt did for me at my mom's house, it wasn't my doing. Like, I wanted to get together with family. I wanted everybody to be invited, and whoever showed up, showed up. Well, she only invited the people that she liked. And I don't know if that made my cousin feel like, oh, she's playing both sides, fuck her, da da da. But I was more hurt about the interrogation because I thought to myself, so he must have thought that because I blame my dad, that's the thing about stupid people. And I'm sorry, cuz I have to say you're stupid. If you believe that because I accused my dad of SA, that I was loose enough to do that all the way with a grown man, let alone my uncle, let alone one of my favorite aunt's husbands. I was an innocent kid. But the sad part is that when you tell your story or you reach out for help, you have dumbasses judging you like you're a grown, know it all woman. I didn't even know how to describe what happened to me. So, in a sense, at first it hurt that he stopped talking to me and that all he wanted to do was collect, I think. Maybe he got upset about the pictures of me being at my mom's after me and him got together. And I told him, I said, I'm not like that. Like, if we get along, it doesn't matter who doesn't like you. I'm your family. I'm not gonna pick and choose who I talk to, who I don't, who I interact with, who I now if I don't like you, I don't like you. That's different. But I was trying to reconnect with my cousin and his mom and the rest of her kids, because they're all like the girls. They still, if I say something on Instagram, they're always excited to respond back. So I know with the girls it's all love. With the brothers, they keep their distance, which I understand. It's hard to know who to trust when there's a lot of snakes in my family. And that's too bad, because all I wanted was to have some of my family back, if not all. If all wasn't available, then, you know, I just wanted us to be cousins again, all of us. But yeah, I think what it told me was that the rumor must have gone some kind of way that I have S with this person, and that's why the stuff was in the toilet. And it's so sad. I was trying to get help because stuff was happening to me, and my dad was the only person that was doing that to me. This other person never touched me. Anytime he came around, he was trying to help me. And maybe that was grooming. Maybe he was get collecting up the courage to try something eventually. Because my dad didn't just start, hey, let me touch you. Ooh, let me sit right here. Let me do this to you. He didn't start like that. It started with a look. And I felt it right away. But unfortunately, when I said it to my stepmom, she thought I was overreacting. That's your dad. Oh my God, you're so da 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 da. So I just had to deal with it. And when stuff kept getting worse and worse, I would hint at different people that I felt safe with. And the one time that I told on my parents about the physical abuse that I was going through, the marks and the bruises that I would go to school with, the counselor, instead of taking me out, or decided to call, which made things worse. That night, I got beat with wet jeans and the hard part of the belt, and a belt with spikes. I tried to run away. When I had to come home, I had to kneel on a cheese shredder for hours. I think it was midnight by the time I could go to bed. I couldn't walk. I had to crawl. And when my knees started hurting too bad from crawling, I had to get on my butt and scoot. And even then, my stepmom or my dad wouldn't apologize. My dad was still mad. I think my stepmom felt bad that day. I looked at her face. I was scared to look for too long, because then maybe I would have got slapped. But the second that I did look up at her, I think she felt bad. They didn't expect my knees to be so bloody. And the next day I had to go to school like nothing happened. I think I asked to be excused excused from gym that day because I love volleyball. And we were playing volleyball and I knew I couldn't jump, I couldn't bend if I had to get the ball. And then if they pulled up my pants, they would see there was holes all over my knees and in the top of my legs. It was full of holes from the cheese shredder. So, lesson to all my family members that heard rumor about me, I would tell you the truth if you have the guts to ask me. You don't have to insinuate or interrogate me. If you really want to know something that I did or that was done to me, ask me. Don't go around spreading false, dumb, unbelievable rumors. Like, I was so hurt that my cousin thought that I could do that when I was the one that was looking for help. But that's the father that people are going to tell him Happy Father's Day too. And not only that, but the bastard has the audacity to have his birthday the same month. So his birthday is the 26th. A whiny little bitch ass cancer boy. And you know, I wonder, because since this is a pattern, since my grandma let me hear her talk to her sister after finding her in New York in the streets after 50 something years of not, maybe maybe it was 40 something, 30 something years. She did that, made that call on purpose in front of me. She wanted me to hear that her dad actually went all the way with her. In her mind, I think she wanted to tell me in her way that she understood. But that day before I left, because I used to cut class, walk 3 hours from the Bronx to Manhattan to go visit her sometimes in my last foster family before I moved to Seattle. She hugged me. She was combing, brushing my hair. She hugged me and she said, you know, I love you so much, but he's my son. And that was the last time I saw her. At least face to face. When she was in the hospice, a lot of people were taking pictures with her, and I was happy to see her receiving so much love and always having company, because she definitely was that grandma. She always, no matter what she was going through, like I never saw her crying except that day when she was talking to her sister about what their dad did to her. And she only shed a few tears. But grandma was so strong. So beautiful, so happy. She was always dancing, laughing, making jokes. And I'm glad that even though it was wrong to cut class and all that, I'm glad that I got those days, those moments with her. I know that's one thing that no other grandkid got with her, that type of time. But yeah, while I was trying to build relationship with that cousin, that one cousin that thought that he was gonna get a confession out of me of something that I've never even dreamed, like I would never even fathom that people would believe that. If that rumor was going around, I'm shocked that he thought that he could just roundabout way in an attack mode try to get that out of me. Like, what? But yeah, that's what my dad created. He created a flame that won't die with me. The family will never be the same, and I'm not proud of, but it was coming to a head. Once my grandfather passed away, there was a lot of stuff that started coming up from under the rug. I wasn't the one that started that. And I'm not the only one that's gonna keep bringing stuff up. And I hope that all the pervs in the family get outed. I hope if you don't have the guts to, do this, that's fine. But at least tell your parents. Because I'm telling you, no matter how many times you tell a counselor, your husband, your wife, this, that, you'll never have a full-on release from it. And I'm still working on my freedom from that thought, from those flashbacks, from those memories. Maybe I'll never be free. Maybe I'll just be messed up in the head for the rest of my life. But one thing I won't be is scared. I'll never be scared again to say what and how I feel and what was wrong. The wrong that I kept. I thought to myself, if I just keep it inside, if I just make pretend like it didn't happen, everything will be fine. We can go back to normal. It doesn't happen. There is no normal. Once somebody drags you out of your purpose, out of your path, you are changed and marked forever. You're not the same person that you were meant to be. Now, I still did great things with my life. I helped a lot of people. I advocate my butt off for people. I fight for people. I speak up for people, my kids. Believe it or not, it's harder for me to speak up for myself than for anybody else. Even my cat, like the other day I had to kind of get loud with the vet. One of the vet was taking advantage of me, telling me, "Oh, she needs this test." I'm like, "Nah, let me see the other vet." And he was like, "No, she don't. She got asthma." Da, da, da. She told me people will try to take advantage of you, and I guess because I've been abused in every way you can imagine, some people have a good way of spotting that. Oh, she's scared to speak up first. Oh, da, da, da. But the thing is, the difference between me and a real pushover, you can only sweep and sweep and sweep the mess for so long until that stuff ends up in your face. Because I will blow. And because of the hormonal stuff, the perimenopause and the thyroid and now hypercalcium, whatever, whatever, my steamer only has about this much time before I blow. It used to be like, whew, you had years. People have mistreated me and used me, not boyfriends, but family members. 10, 20 years, I let shit slide off my shoulders, let it slide. And when I talked to my boyfriends at the time, or my ex-husband, I would be like, "Can you believe that?" They think I don't know. I'm just giving them a chance to grow up. I'm just giving, and I would eat it. I would eat it. I would eat it. And most of the time, the people that are selfish or kind of narcissistic or just, I don't know, they all say the same thing. When did that happen? When did I do that to you? What? That never happened. My foster dad, my little sister, my middle sister did it, but we talked it out. And I think when I calmly explained stuff to her, she's like, "Oh, no, this is what I was trying to do." So, okay, we were able to talk it out. I saw what she was doing, and she saw, I think she understood what I was saying, and we're okay now. We're not to the point that we used to be, unfortunately. I don't think it'll ever go back to what it used to be. But at least now we're okay. She took accountability. That's all I want. Like even my stepmom, I used to have very strong emotions about her. Now, yeah, the Mother's Day here and there hurts or whatever, but I get it. You birthed and had those kids, so I get it. It still hurts, and I still have the right to say it hurts, but I get it. But once she, like, I really started thinking like I don't know how to forgive. Like I hold grudges. I don't know how to forgive. But she allowed me to see that I do know how to forgive. And I know that sounds silly to some people, like, what? You thought, you know, I really thought I didn't know how to forgive. Once we talked it out, there was something, like, it's hard to explain. Just like when I told my story and I thought I was done talking and I deleted all those videos, I felt a release, like something just. And when we talked it out, I think it was right after she dealt with COVID, kind of made her reflect on life. And she went around making amends, apologizing to people she thought she had to. And I guess I was one of them. And at first I thought, oh, here she goes. She has apologized before, blah, blah, blah. But it felt different that time. And I knew it was different. And it felt different receiving it. And I was able to apologize for her, for my part too. Like when I left, I was just thinking about what I was going through with the different foster family and all that stuff. I didn't realize what she would go through and what she went through. Hearing everything that she went through, I felt so bad because she didn't sign up for that. And I don't think I asked, but I think because she had my sister and then back to back she had my other sister, I hope and pray that because of that, that my dad never hit her again. Because that was one of the things that I used to think about when I was in my first foster home. Like, is he taking out the anger every time he got to go to court because of what he did to me? Is he taking that anger on her? But when she told me she was pregnant again and it was another girl, I was confused, frustrated, and mad. Like, what? Even if you don't, I thought to myself, even if you don't believe me, you're having another girl? So you're giving him two new victims. Like, but I think that that was one of the smartest things that God allowed to happen because the girls protected each other. He couldn't isolate one and if he touched either one of those girls, they would have told. And if two girls are saying that you touched them, two of your daughters, then people would have to believe. So I think that that kept them safe. And I thought to myself, well, maybe it was smart for her to have the two girls close together like that. Whether it was an accident or not, maybe it was smart. And God knows why He allows stuff to happen. So, but when she was apologizing, all that went through my head, and so we cried together, and I honestly look at her. I don't feel hate anymore after that apology. I really appreciate her because at the end of the day, no matter how mean or whatever she did to me or she was to me growing up, I had to put myself in her shoes. And I was like, I would be angry too all the time. Like, he promised her the world and she came to nothing. She she comes from a family that's did good in the DR. To come to nothing, that would be frustrating. To have to take care of a grown man, every need, like, and no break. No break at all. So, oh, I think I'm supposed to cancel something. Um, and she ultimately, I mean, she saved my life twice. So I'll always be grateful for her. And now I don't have to feel anger. I don't have to feel, you know, the whys and all that stuff. I don't ask those questions anymore to myself. I don't have, um, yeah. I used to have hatred towards her and now I don't. So I'm very grateful that that not only she apologized, but she let me see that forgiveness this is what forgiveness looks like, because I didn't know. People make it seem like you just say, oh, I'm going to forgive this person, and you just feel better all of a sudden. Like you have no hard feelings, no ill, like no bad thoughts. And that's not what forgiveness seems to be for me. Once in a while I get hurt here and there because she don't see me as one of her kids. But at the same time I have no choice but to understand that, you know. But that's what he created. He created this mess that we are all forced to live through, to live in, and to deal with. So happy Father's Day to you, and I hope you choke on your Memorial Day food.